Go over to former Scotland Yard detective Peter Bleksley. Morning, Peter.
Good morning, and lifelong football fanatic, of course.
Yeah, how'd it go at the weekend against Watford, Peter?
Moving swiftly on to just stop oil. I mean, really, talk about how not to read the room, to use that expression. Just stop oil are really... I just plead with them to abandon such a stupid, thoughtless plan, because whilst I would never condone violence in any way, shape or form, I've been keeping Just Stop Oil under a very careful watch and close watch in recent months, and the people that I've seen arrested, charged, taken to court are really not the sort of people you would find in a football stadium at 3 o'clock on a Saturday with a pie and a pint. And so they're going to be in for a bit of a shock, particularly when they start blocking traffic as people attempt to get to games. That, I think, is going to be the powder keg, because, of course, inside grounds are pretty well stewarded these days. But when they start mucking around with traffic, when people have paid so much money to get to a game, probably with their family, that's when it's really going to kick off.
If they start doing this, Peter, you know, and I'm reluctant to say this, but they are quite efficient when they want to disrupt a sporting event. They seem to succeed. You know, cricket, tennis, golf, you name it, they've done all of them. So we haven't seen it particularly at football yet, although there was that dork a couple of seasons ago glued himself to the goalpost or something, and that's what they're talking about. They're talking about more gluing to the goalposts rather than the orange paint technique, which won't really work. So the thing is, you know, we're talking a lot about deterrents here. We're talking about deterrents. We offer no deterrents to the migrants, and we're not really offering any deterrents to Just Stop Oil, are we? So what I would suggest is, if they start disrupting Premiership football, they start spoiling sport for the millions of people. You know, they work hard all week, an afternoon at the football on Saturday, look forward to. If Just Stop Oil start wrecking that brief moment of enjoyment for millions of people, I would suggest that our legal system throw the book at them. I want them arrested instantly by the police. I want them put through the justice system and jailed. Sent to jail, because these are white middle-class people, and if you send them to prison, they really don't like it.
No, well, that clown who attached himself by a cable tie to the goalpost at Goodison Park, Everton's ground, got 6 weeks imprisonment for his troubles. So I think that sent out a fairly clear message.
That's good, yeah.
I hope that any future sentences for any similar disruption will, in fact, be longer than that. And I think you've hit the nail on the head to a certain degree, because not only is it what so many people enjoy, but it's vital to the economy. Yeah. Football is a real driver of the economy of the nation. And if they start interfering with that, then there should be a robust police response. Now, police are very rarely inside football stadiums these days, because the football clubs have to pay for that policing within the grounds, and they're reluctant to do that because the bill can get pretty hefty. So most of the stuff inside the ground is stewarding when it comes to security, but outside the grounds, with regards to any potential traffic disruption that they might cause. And let's be aware, in recent weeks, we've seen milkshakes thrown over Just Stop Oil protesters in the road. We've seen one Just Stop Oil protester punched and kicked to the ground. And again, I would never condone that. But there is going to be a ramping up, I'm sure, of the reaction to them and this action, because quite frankly, the public's patience is wearing very thin.
And, you know, to be serious about this, you know, I fear for the Just Stop Oil protesters. You know, they are you know, stepping into the lion's den here. Football fans are not famous for their forgiving nature, and the police are really going to have to be on their best game, aren't they? Because if the football fans react, I mean, God knows what will happen. So the police, I think, need to be extremely vigilant. We need to send them a message. You do this, you walk on a pitch in the middle of a Premiership game, you go to jail. Otherwise, this is a tinderbox situation that could easily spill into some frightening violence, just like we saw the other week when they were blocking the roads and that one guy lost his temper and beat the hell out of one of the Just Stop Oil people. Well, if they do it at football matches, we'll be getting people beaten up on a mass scale.
Magistrates and judges will be aware of this, I'm sure. So they must hand down sentences that are a deterrent, an effective deterrent, to stop people behaving in such lunatic kind of action, or else it will escalate, it will get worse, and of course there have been many people killed by one punch or one kick.
Well, Peter, thank you for joining us, and commiserations. I should point out to anybody who didn't notice that QPR, Peter's team, lost 4-1 to Watford. Thanks you very much, Peter. Peter Bleksley, former Scotland Yard detective.